All right, we're starting the restoration. We got the ballast box off, we got the engine off, and probably gonna go ahead and take the hood off. I'm gonna pressure wash it again. I knocked a lot of the dirt off of it, and pressure wash all that off. So just one process at a time. All right, working on taking stuff apart. This is the throttle or the choke cable, and the cable broke, and that's how it was repaired. Isn't that neat? Just a little wrench. It worked. There you go. That's what you do when you need to fix something. All right, I got the engine out. I got everything stripped off the dash. I got the loader set off of it. That had 4 bolts on each side, and then there's a bracket, that arm right here that you're seeing, that goes down and bolts to the frame on the side. And I've got to looking at this track. It's got more slop in this track than the other one, and this wheel, let me get up under here, this wheel is loose, the pin's out of it, so I've got to address that. And then I'm going to take these 2 bolts here and the 2 on the other side. I'm going to put a jack under here and pull the tractor out from under the backhoe, and then I'll finish stripping the tractor down, the bulldozer, and see if I can't get this thing sandblasted. If I can get it sandblasted, that would be the best way to go. And then I can start reassembly. It's not really that much to this little thing. It's not as much as I thought it was going to be. Now, I don't know what I'm going to get into when I start rebuilding the loader and the backhoe, but the tractor itself doesn't seem bad at all. What impresses me, look at the frame on this thing. Look at that. And the frame here, that is thicker than any of my Sears tractors. It's just an impressive piece of machinery. I love it. I love it. As far as the engine, I doubt I go back with this Tecumseh. I really like to put me a little diesel engine on it, but I'm having trouble finding what I want. All right, it took just a little bit of time this afternoon to come out and work on the dozer a little bit more, and we separated the backhoe. So we got it down to this part, and I said this track was locked up over here. We got the track off, and I found the culprit. It's something in this. I don't know if it's the brake band or if it's a bearing, but it's not turning. It's froze solid. This turns, and I think the chain is so stiff it feels a little funny, but it turns. So I got that. That makes me happy. Makes me real happy. Well, it's another windy spring day here in the high country of North Carolina. As you can see, I've got this thing in all kind of pieces. I've got it tore all apart. I'll real quickly go over what my plans are. I'm trying to get up with the guy to do some sandblasting. I'm going to have this whole thing sandblasted. This bright yellow panel, and I guess it was factory. This was for the gas tank, and it bolted onto here and stood upright. The one on the other side was missing, and then there's a panel that goes across that was missing. And I've got some diamond plated aluminum and also some stainless steel, and I'm thinking about having those panels made out of that instead of what I've got there. Hadn't decided yet. All right, I think I've got my transaxle figured out. I've got the gears. I couldn't figure out the gear pattern in it. I think I've got it. It's in neutral. You pull it back into the left is reverse. I think high gear and then low gear. I may have that backwards, but I think that's what I figured out. This that was froze up here is free now. My lubricant that I like to use, I went and ordered to GM, ordered another can today, 12 bucks, but I'm telling you guys, it's worth it. Anyway, it's very free. But you can see my brake drum there, whatever you call that. I guess you can see that. It is chewed up something bad. Here's the shaft, and I think this might have been a problem. I read on the group, Struck group, another guy had a wobbling input shaft. And I'm thinking about cracking this thing open and seeing what's going on there. On the track, this was just laying in here. This pin, you can see all the nasty weld. I guess you can see that with the shadow. This pin's got, I'm thinking about just ordering all new pins. There's 4 on each side, and put new pins to go through there. Let's see what else we got to address. I think that's about it. We get this thing sandblasted. I'm gonna reline the brake bands. They don't look too bad. Let me get one out here. Well, I take that back. They look real bad. Let me get the camera on them. That's pretty bad. So I'll reline all the brakes while I got it apart. I'm going to do everything that's got to be done. I'll probably put new chains on them. These chains will stretch after a while. There's a couple of these teeth that got a little bit of wear on them. Little nicks in them. I may try to touch that up with my welder. But I want to go through whatever it needs. I want to go ahead and do now while I've got it apart. I'm thinking about calling Struck and see if I can find out what year this was. It's 76 to 83. I think they made the MT2000, which is what this is. I know some of you guys may not like this. The Tecumseh, I just don't think I'm going to mess with it. And I found an 18 horsepower Duramax that I really like, and it looks like it'll bolt right down on that thing. Man, that seems to me the best way to go. Less than 400 bucks. And I cut the old battery tray off. It was really rusted, disintegrated pretty badly. I cut it off, and I'll relocate the battery or build a different battery tray or something once we get to that point. Big gust of wind coming. Hold on, guys. Supposed to have 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts later this evening. It's been pretty bad today. There's the original color. That was up underneath the foot panels, the little foot pads, and I've got some of that to put back on it. And I've also got some diamond-plated rubber matting that I picked up, and I'm going to put those up on the fenders where you step up on it. But anyway, the color, the Caterpillar yellow, like I did my Sears, is a real close match to that. It's not exact, but it is real close. So it's going to be a Caterpillar yellow. All right, this is where we are at the current moment. I'm going to have the tractor, all the tractor part sandblasted first. Once I get the tractor back together and the engine on it, get it running, then I'll probably rebuild the loader, go through all the hydraulics on it, new hoses, and have it sandblasted, get it mounted back on the tractor, and then I'll do the backhoe. And the backhoe, I think, is going to take a little bit more work to get it what it needs to be. But I'm excited to get all this done and back together. This is a really neat project. I've rebuilt a couple of Sears tractors now, and they were fun. I guess about 3 of them now. And this is a first for me. Come apart pretty good. Really interesting how it's designed and made. I'm really impressed with these little bulldozers. And I've seen video of them working, and they're pretty neat little machines. All right. Okay, I've got this track off now, and I took the 2 bigger idler wheels. I took those out. There's 2 of the pins. You can see how rusty that one is. I don't know if it didn't get lubricated or if he didn't grease it. I don't know what's going on there. One of them, he'd welded it in, and I had to cut it loose, the one on the left. And there's the other part of it. And I've got to get that one and that one out. These smaller idler wheels, that one in the backs, I may have to, I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, it's not looking the greatest. And then I got to get these two smaller idler wheels out. This frame, I cannot pick it up. I was going to do something last night and I grabbed a hold of it and I had to get the jack and jack it up. It is a solid, heavy frame. Right, coming around here to the transaxle, I was partially right on the shift pattern. There's two more gears in there, I think, if I understood right. The brake drum or disc, whatever it is still available through Struck. And those pins that I just showed you are still available. Hopefully I can save all. The one of them was in real bad shape. I can't save it. So I'm going to have to order one. Alright, I'm going to take this transaxle out. And then I may do some videos of going in there and fixing. I was showing you guys this. I got to fix this. It wobbles pretty good. And somebody commented they thought it was just the wheel, but you can see the whole shaft is wobbling. So I don't know if it's in that bearing there, that output shaft bearing. Don't know. Crack into it and find out. But I may end this video here, and then the next video I'll pick up once I get this out. I think if I take this chain off, the two smaller chains, I don't know exactly what's going to have to do to get that to come out. But I'll figure it out. And I'll get the transaxle out, and that's as far down as I'm going sandblasting, and then priming, painting, and then reassembling. Get this transaxle fixed. Alright, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your interest in my project. And I'll keep posting. Bye-bye.